Hi, my name is McNeill, and I am the Master Wealth Builder, helping you to build a stronger and better life and business in every area of your life. The purpose of this recording is to integrate the Napoleon Hill success philosophy to encourage, inspire, and uplift you to utilize these principles of success in not one, not two, not even three areas of your life, but in every single area of your life. My goal is to continue to encourage you, yes, to encourage you to do you. Do you basically simply means desire mixed with faith and application of your craft in your business or your profession will encourage you to achieve that which you desire, whether it's money, education, family, you name it. Whatever it is that you desire, these principles can help you achieve that. Well, we're walking through the success principles espoused by Napoleon Hill, and the principle we're discussing today, very simply, is the principle of persistence. How do you persist? And do you persist until you succeed with the spirit of excellence? Do you? Well, what does it look like? Well, for many of us, persisting until you succeed with a spirit of excellence basically includes having a desire, knowing exactly what you want, by when, a date, and some kind of plan for that action. But as we walk through this particular principle, the principle called persistence, Napoleon Hill shares with us what is persistence and how do you use it? Well, persistence is considered to be the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Now, if you did not have something that you would desire to work for persistently until you succeed, chances are it's not going to happen. He goes on to say that persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting your desire into its monetary equivalent. And this is based upon your power of will. Willpower mixed with desire, when properly combined, he said, makes an irresistible pair. Persistence can also relate to something that's other than money. Previously, we talked about Muhammad, the last great prophet. And Napoleon Hill shares that Muhammad was a prophet, but he never performed a miracle. He was not a mystic. He had no formal schooling. He did not begin his mission until he was 40. His career never made sense. Muhammad was born to an impoverished member of a leading family of Mecca. Because Mecca, which is the crossroads of the world, home of the magic stone called the Kaaba, great city of trade and the center of trade routes, was unsanitary as children were sent to be raised in the desert by Medunes. Muhammad was nurtured during strength and health from the milk of the nomad, vicarious mothers. The author goes on to share that as Muhammad grew, for 12 years, he lived as a rich and respected and very shrewd trader. Then he took to wandering in the desert. And one day he returned with the first verse of the Quran, and told Kajat that the archangel Gabriel had appeared to him and said that he was to be the messenger of God. The Quran, the revealed word of God, was the closest thing to a miracle in Muhammad's life. He had not been a poet. He had no gift of words yet. The verses of the Quran, as he received them and recited them to the faithful, were better than any verses which the professional poets of the tribes could produce. This, to the Arabs, was a miracle. To them, the gift of words was the greatest gift. The poet was all powerful. In addition, the Quran said that all men were equal before God, that the world should be a democratic state, Islam. It was the political heresy, yes, heresy, plus Muhammad's desire to destroy all the 360 idols of the country yard of Kaaba, which brought about his banishment. This idols, the idols brought the desert tribes to Mecca, and that meant trade. So the businessmen of Mecca, the capitalists of which he had been one himself, set upon Muhammad. Then he retreated to the desert and demanded sovereignty over the world. This rise of Islam began. Out of the desert came a flame which would not be extinguished, a democratic army fighting as a unit and prepared to die without wincing. Muhammad had invited the Jews and Christians to join him, for he was not building a new religion. He was calling all who believed in one God to join in a single faith. If the Jews and Christians had accepted his invitation, Islam would have conquered the world. They didn't. They would not even accept Muhammad's invitation of humane warfare. When the armies of the prophets entered Jerusalem, not a single person was killed because of his faith. When the Crusaders entered the city, centuries later, not a Muslim man, woman, or child was spared. But the Christians did accept one Muslim idea, the place of learning, the university. This really is a really good example, a very good example of the power of persistence. Persistence. When you think about persistence, what does it mean to you? Do you have something like Muhammad that you believe so strongly that you are willing to persist until you succeed with a spirit of excellence? That's really what this is about. And to wrap this chapter up on persistence, the author goes on to say, religious visionaries such as Muhammad, business leaders such as Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, and political leaders such as Samuel Adams, entertainers such as Fannie Hurst, Kate Smith, W.C. Fields, other people such as Wallace Simpson and the Duke of Windsor. No matter what walk of life, individuals such as these are in all areas of human history that they have demonstrated the power, the tremendous power of the 8th step to riches: persistence, sustained effort in the face of all odds and all adversity. My question to you as we wrap up, are you willing to persist? Do you have something that you desire so strongly that nothing and no one can stand in your way? Well, persistence creates faith, and faith is the only known antidote for failure. It is the starting point of all accumulation of riches and achievement. And it is the only agency through which you can tap the force of infinite intelligence. And with that, I want to continue to thank you always for thinking and growing richer with me. And again, follow me on all social media outlets, but also please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ann McNeill. I am the Master Wealth Builder, helping you to build a stronger and wealthier life and business in every area of your life. And as always, I will, yes,